Jay, you've stepped up and you've kind of been a force in the secondary this year, but you're next to Marcus Cooley. You have a lot of guys, Mansour. What's it like playing with all those guys, knowing that hey, I don't always have to make the play because they can pick me up?
I just say all the guys that's on our defense are really great players. More veteran players, and those guys can make a play any moment. So, you just go out there and just focus on what you have to do. Also, just communicate. And as long as we play as a team, I know we're gonna get the job done. So, it's amazing playing with those guys.
How is the bye week beneficiary to the defense and the team, you think?
Just getting our communication down pat. Just going through the week and just being able to play as a team and just get to just more team bonding. It's not over till it's over. So each and every day we just getting better as a defense, one step closer, and just taking advantage of every day.
Most people would say you played well against Ole Miss for the most part, but what did you walk away from that game saying, I wish you would have done this better?
Me personally?
Yeah, and maybe just the team as a whole, too.
Oh, the team? I feel like as a team we could just play together. Complementary football was as Coach was saying, just when one team or one of the sides of the football get a stop or a touchdown, the other side, back each other up. So when we make someone punt, our offense score, or when our offense score, we make someone punt. So just play together as a team and just go out there, all 22, both sides of the field, just play together.
What do you have to do against Sellers this weekend to have success?
Just play our keys, play our brand of football, just communicate and just go out there and play our football, go out there, play our ball, and just tackle and run to the ball, all 11 hands to the ball, and just play as a team and communicate, and we'll be great.
You're about to enter long stretch SEC games, but you got a couple under your belt now. What's the biggest difference for you coming from Houston now, stepping up into the SEC?
The biggest takeaway I have is just, it's really not a real big difference. Probably the quarterbacks are just a little better, but other than that, it's not big of a real difference to me.
You talked about a little bit of the defense and the advantage the bye weeks can bring to you to build upon, but you go into the bye week as a team with a loss and have to chew on that a little bit longer. What's kind of the message overall for this team that coach is kind of giving y'all going into this long stretch of SEC games?
Just have your brother back, play complementary football, and that's really the message. Just go out there and play as a team. Just don't leave one side of the ball hanging, and if we go out there and play together, we could be amazing.
Yeah, kind of going off of that, was there anything during this bye week that you guys honed in defensively to kind of work on?
I say we went out there and focused on our communication. Our communication play a big part to being a great defense. So went out there and focused on our communication, just being on the same page. And I feel like we got that down pat, and we still working on it every day, but that's been a big part and a big focus.
Secondary's been great, linebackers have been good, but a guy like Harold Perkins, he's a guy that's had to move around a little bit, and he's really found that role this year. What have you seen from him?
I think Harold Perkins is an amazing athlete. You see him cover, you see him blitz, you see him playing the run game. Man, ever since I've been here, that guy been like a brother to me, and I feel like he's one of the best athletes in the nation.
I was watching you against Florida a few times. Is there an art to letting the quarterback think a guy's open and then cut it under and pick the thing off?
I feel like that's just something I do best. I feel like I see the game as the quarterback, as the safety, so, I could trick him into throwing me the ball. We win it, so I feel like that's just something that I have. That's just what I do, I feel like, so, yeah.
That comes with experience, I would guess.
Oh, for sure. That does come from experience. Starts as a freshman, and then just getting those reps under your belt. You see this play as when you were a sophomore, then you see this play again as I'm a senior. Okay, next time I see this play, I'm going to, make a play on this play. So I guess it just comes for reps and just visualizing everything.
Would you say from the corners to the safeties, this is a physically big secondary? I mean, you are big guys that kind of intimidate wide receivers, or you can maybe?
I feel like we are a big group. I feel like all of us have size, you know, and we got advantages to our size. Some guys may be scared, some guys may not, but just know we come with it.
Being a ball hawk and a difference maker on this defense, were there any safeties or DBs growing up that you watched in the NFL that inspired you, and who were they?
See, growing up, I played quarterback, so I was really looking at quarterbacks. My favorite player was Aaron Rodgers, but as I got older and got to the defensive side of the ball, I started watching Ed Reed and guys like that, but Ed Reed really just took the eye, and then that's just someone I want to model my game after, so I say Ed Reed was my biggest inspiration.
Is there anything that Ole Miss did that you feel like helped them generate success that the team can learn upon, especially defensively, moving on into the rest of SEC play?
I feel like it was a few things that we could have did just our part on. Some things that we just didn't do our part, and some things that we just didn't play well. It was basic things that we just one step too late or just not doing our part. And so that's where the communication come in at, and we focus in on that. And yeah.
When you look at the second half adjustments you guys have made, I don't know the exact number of points y'all have given up in the second half, but it's not a lot. I mean, what's it like working under a guy like Blake Baker? Like, how has he really kind of brought this defense together?
I feel like he got the personality and the scheme for a defensive coordinator. You know, sometimes you might get a guy with a great scheme but not a great personality or not a great way to deliver it. But that's a guy that you would like to play for. That's a guy that's going to bring energy. And you know when he calling, you just trust it. And if you play it right and you communicate, you're going to make a play.
What about Jake Olson? Because if you guys would be blowing coverages, we'd be asking what's wrong with the coach, right?
Yeah.
So you're intercepting passes. So
Yeah.
what has he done right?
I feel like when I first came in, you know, it was a little, I say he was just trying to get established like that. I'm not going to say that he was the coach, but he was just trying to get me and him build our relationship. But now that our relationship is built and we got that type of bond, that he kind of let us go out there and play, you know. So when we go out there, we don't have to worry about a guy just over our back and breathe down our neck. We get a little bit of freedom. So I feel like that's what makes great players.
And Deshaun Spears, still a young guy, had that huge Florida game. What's his future here?
Deshaun's future is very bright. You know, he have size, he have long arms, he very fast, very athletic. He can play multiple positions. I feel like his future is very bright, and he's going to make a lot of plays in the future.